Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. I was just saying Merry Christmas. It's every time I do these pre-commercial, it puts me in a mute stage, and it's supposed to remove me off mute automatically, but I guess this is messing up. Hey, Supreme David. Hey, Betta, Vicky, Rolanda, Udikami, Liddy, Dottie, Rita. Rita, Cha Cha, Bora Bora, Carmen, Miss Cake. Merry Christmas to every single one of you guys. Merry Christmas to my Facebook friends on the other side. Merry Christmas to you guys. I decided to come with some information. Some Christmas hope. Christmas hope. I started doing some research, and also someone sent me some excellent information. Thank you to the person that sent it to me this morning. Two individuals sent me some stuff, as well as I did some research and studying myself in regards to Robert. I was thinking about him this morning. I said a prayer for him as well as you guys, because this is a special time of the year for him. And I'm just praying that God will give his attorney the answers, the information that they need that will be able to help him. Prayerfully, this will be the last Christmas he will spend behind bars. We're believing God that he is going to be vindicated. In the process of us praying, we have to have some action behind our prayer, because it says faith without work is dead, right? So I come to you guys this morning to give you guys some information that I believe is educational for us to understand the federal criminal process, federal court process, as far as Robert is concerned. I'm going to come to you guys with three different times, well, hopefully maybe four different times today, to break down some things for you guys to understand. You can utilize this. Please share this video. Please share it, because it's going to break down some information. And a lot of us are ignorant to the federal law. And so we're going to educate ourselves while we're enjoying our holiday. Because this is Robert's favorite time of the year, his favorite all-time holiday. And we're thinking of him during this time. And I wanted to share with you guys that the stuff that I've been digging, stuff just to trying to help him any way that I can. So without further ado, I did get a couple of videos. The first one is basically, it's going to talk about the federal process, right? How the federal government court cases work differently from the state cases. I need you guys to take notes, listen carefully with your ears, not just your ears, listen with your mind. The stuff that is going to be brought about is done by an attorney, and it's not my opinion, it's not my thoughts, it's an actual federal attorney who is speaking to you guys about the federal criminal case process. Listen very carefully. Sometimes you might have to replay this later on and listen to it over and over. Share it with your friends and family. Share it with people who don't quite understand some of the things that were being mentioned over the YouTube. Some of the people that this will give you answers to some of the statements that's been said throughout this case, and people coming into this case. Just listen very carefully, okay, guys? Take notes. Take notes. And this is from a well-known attorney. He's been on CNN several times. I am sharing this. This is only for educational purposes and entertainment, and also for us to dig in and understand the federal criminal case process. Okay. Without further ado, the attorney name is Paige Pate. Some of you guys have seen him, but just listen to him as he speaks about the federal process, how different it is from the state, and how some things could have been avoided in terms with Robert's case. But just listen, take notes, ask questions afterwards. This video is about 14 minutes. Please give me your ear to hear and understand what is being said. Okay, and also try to remember some of the things that you have been seeing on the YouTube streets and why those things are happening. This will help you to understand fully of why certain people are doing certain things. Okay, listen, this is definitely someone who has authority in this. Sylvia, I am not an attorney. I am not giving any legal advice. This is just for you guys to understand, dissect, and for you to go to work. Okay, listen out. Okay, listen. The title of this video is What Happened in Federal.
I've been representing people in federal criminal cases for over 23 years now, and I've handled hundreds of cases in federal district courts across the country. Most of the clients that come to us they've never been through this process before. They've never had a federal criminal charge brought against them. So I thought it might be helpful just to walk through the steps of what happens in a federal criminal case.
Okay, he's walking through the steps, what happens in a federal criminal case. Okay, now, guys, please take some time, get some paper to write some notes down. This is going to help you guys to understand some of the things that's happening right now to Robert. Okay, and why some things that weren't done, some things that are being done, some things that's happening behind the scenes. Okay, take some notes. We can ask questions afterwards. And I know this is like a weird time to do this because we're supposed to be celebrating Christmas, but this is his favorite time of the year. This is his favorite holiday. Why not represent him this way by listening and finding ways that we can help him as his supporters, okay? All right, get your pen and paper ready, guys, okay? You ready? All right, this is Mr. Pate. He is a federal attorney. He has been on several national syndicates, okay?
Now, the first step in any federal criminal case is going to be the investigation. And unlike a state case where a police officer may pull someone over on the highway and investigate, search the car, find some drugs or contraband, and arrest them, in federal cases, these investigations usually take a lot of time. So you'll see more of a proactive approach by federal agents than you see in the state police law enforcement agencies who investigate state cases. The first step for a federal agent, once they've become aware of a potential crime, is they're going to gather evidence. And that can be as simple as a couple of agents going up to a witness's house, knocking on the door, and wanting to ask some questions. We call that a knock and talk, and we see that in almost every federal case. Sometimes they'll go talk to people who they think may be witnesses, and as they gather information, they may eventually come to the person who they think is a target or the potential defendant in the case and want to ask that person questions. We always tell our clients and their families to remember that if you get a knock on the door like that, you don't have to talk to the agents. You have a right to ask for your lawyer and to talk with your lawyer before you agree to an interview. Remember, these agents are trained, and they're there to get information. So they have a way of trying to get you to talk, even if you don't want to talk. But remember that you have rights and do not have to consent to an interview and do not have to consent to a search just because agents come to your door. You're not going to convince them to go away because you're such a persuasive person. Now, there's another way, of course, that agents gather information during an investigation, and that's getting search warrants. Perhaps they have information that there are drugs in a particular house, or a business has files that may show evidence of fraud. They can go to a prosecutor who will help them prepare an affidavit that they can then take to a federal judge. The judge will review that affidavit, and if there's probable cause that a crime has been committed or there's evidence of a crime, then the judge will allow them to execute a search warrant. And they'll execute that search warrant and try to gather as much evidence as possible. We see search warrants not just in searching businesses or homes, but we also, especially these days, see a lot of search warrants for digital evidence, for computer files, for social media, any type of evidence that a person may have that may be considered private. The government will often try to get access to that evidence through the use of a search warrant. But there are other ways to conduct an investigation and to get evidence, and that includes wiretaps and surveillance. We've seen many cases, not just in the drug area, but also in public corruption, bribery investigations, in undercover transactions involving securities fraud. We see the government engage in wiretaps. And a lot like a search warrant, for the government to get a wiretap, they have to prepare an affidavit, a very detailed affidavit, and go in front of a judge who gives them permission to do it. The rules are very specific about how they conduct these wiretaps and what they do with that information. So anytime one of those is used in a case, your lawyer is going to want to review it very carefully to see if there's a way to challenge it. And surveillance is also common in almost any federal case. Agents will set up and watch somebody. They'll watch a house. They'll watch a business. Sometimes they'll take video evidence. In that case, an investigation like that will mean that the case can drag on for a very long time while they're gathering evidence. We've seen investigations that involve wiretaps and surveillance last for many months or even a year or more. Now, of course, we also see federal agents involved in undercover operations, where an agent will act in an undercover capacity. They'll pretend to be somebody that they're not to try to convince someone or to allow someone to engage in criminal conduct so that they can record it and ultimately report it and prosecute the person. We, of course, see the government use informants, controlled informants, confidential informants. Sometimes people who are just trying to work off charges in their own case will agree to help the government in exchange for some sort of benefit, either financial, they'll get money for it, or they'll try to get a lower sentence. Now, those types of witnesses can sometimes jeopardize an investigation because they have their own agenda, but nonetheless, we see the federal government use them fairly often.
Okay, who does that remind you of, guys? An informant who's trying to work off something that's going on in their case. Sometimes they say they use informant, someone that has something that they want to make a deal with the government about, and it's usually they have a case of their own. Does that remind you of anybody? Okay, let's continue.
Finally, there are grand jury subpoenas. It's very easy for a prosecutor to go to a grand jury and get a subpoena for documents or testimony that can then be presented to the grand jury when they're trying to decide if they're going to indict someone. Now, it's important to remember about a grand jury investigation that it's a one-sided affair. It's just the prosecutor's show. The defense lawyer does not get to question those witnesses, can't review the evidence, can't make any arguments to the grand jury. So when the prosecutor wants to do something with the grand jury, they're usually given pretty free rein. And if they want to indict someone, they're going to be able to get that indictment.
So now you understand what a grand jury process is. It's only one-sided. So it's the prosecutor's getting information, and the defendant side does not get a chance to question that individual who's presenting information to the grand jury. So everything is one-sided. Okay, remember that, one-sided. So it does not mean guilt. It just means that all information is provided only on one side. There's no cross-examination. Okay, let's continue.
Receive a grand jury subpoena. You want to make sure that you're not a target of that investigation. If you are, then of course you have certain rights, and you're not going to want to show up in front of a grand jury and start answering questions. Okay.
Do you remember there are several people who had to go to the grand jury and they could become a target of the case? Do you remember a couple of people who went to the grand jury, who were subpoenaed to be at the grand jury? Remember, there was a couple of people. Anybody remember? Who's presenting information to the grand jury, and they could become a target of the government? And some of them went with their attorneys because they don't want them to say something that would incriminate them, right? And who else? There's another person too. There's another person. There's another person. There's a couple of them that in Robert's case that went to the grand jury. But remember, they're telling one side of the story. So most likely those people who went to the grand jury are people who are really against Robert, because they're providing information to the grand jury, and what they're going to do is look out for themselves, right? I'm gonna give you another hint. Who was another grand jury person? That was Demetrius Smith was one, wasn't he? Okay. I'm just trying to help you guys to get educated what's happening in Robert's case, okay? I'm going to continue. This is attorney. This is not Sylvia's word. This is an attorney talking. All right, let's continue.
About this investigation without having a lawyer involved and making sure that it's in your best interest. Now, once the investigation is complete, then the government has to decide if they're going to charge the person. And by making that...
So you know, the investigation has been completed, and that's why charges were being brought up against Robert. So therefore, those people who went to the grand jury, the information that they provided to the grand jury basically strengthened the charges that was being brought up against Robert. Okay? Listen carefully. Don't listen to what these people saying outside. Listen to what the lawyer is saying in regards to this case. Okay? Just listen.
Decision. It can come through a grand jury indictment, or a prosecutor can make a decision very quickly and file a criminal complaint. But either way, the first step is usually somebody getting arrested. And that arrest usually will happen by federal agents, and the person will be taken to a federal judge.
So what happened on July 11th to Robert? Federal agents came up to him based on the information that was provided by those who came to the grand jury. Because we already know the grand jury was in session between the month of, I think, from March until June. And then they have to arrest him within 30 days based on what the information is provided to them. Within 30 days, they have to make a decision to go and arrest the person that's being accused or let him not bring any charges. Okay? All right, let's continue listening.
The first time the person appears in front of a federal judge, we call it the initial appearance. And basically all that's going to happen at that appearance is a magistrate judge will tell the person who's been arrested what they're charged with, what rights they have, and of course make sure that they have a lawyer. If the person does not have a lawyer at that initial appearance, and that happens many times because perhaps they weren't aware that they're going to be arrested, the court will appoint a lawyer just to handle that initial appearance and then allow the person to go out and retain them.
Here's what happened wrong with Robert. When he was first arrested and he got an attorney, he did not get a federal attorney. He got the attorney that he thought that could help him. He should have got a federal attorney from the beginning, but he did not. So he worked with an attorney that was working with him, which was Steve Greenberg, because Steve was there for something else. So that was the first thing he did wrong. He did not go and get a federal attorney. But let's continue.
Their own lawyer before they come back to court. In most federal cases, at this initial appearance, the person is going to be released on bond. The government will not object to a low bond, and in federal court, we usually see what we call signature bonds, where literally the person who's arrested just signs their name, promises to show up in court, and abide by certain conditions, and they're released that same day.
So now you see a lot of mistakes that happened last year that should have not happened. If Robert had gotten a federal attorney, he would have gotten Robert out at the initial appearance. Because initial appearance, you can do a signature bond because it could board a lot of things up. And he's going to discuss some of the things that it would board up. Okay? All right, let's continue.
Sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes the government will want to ask for a detention hearing. They will want the person to stay in custody without a bond until the case is over with. So if the government asks for a detention hearing, the magistrate judge will give both sides a few days to prepare and to come back and present witnesses or other evidence trying to show that...
Okay, at that point, when they did the initial, The prosecutor, which they did, the prosecutor did ask for a detention bond, meaning that they were going to keep Robert in prison during the time. But here's the thing, the defendant side had an opportunity to bring witnesses to help him to be able to get a bond, but they didn't do that. Thank you, Sharon. They didn't do that. So the ball was dropped. Okay, let's continue. And this is why Robert is still in prison. Okay, let's continue. Sometimes we have to educate ourselves. All right, let's continue.
From the government side, the person's a danger to the community, is a risk of flight, we shouldn't let him out. And from the defense side, that he has ties to the community, he's not a flight risk and not a danger to anyone if he's released. These detention hearings are incredibly important. So if the government's asking that somebody be detained without bond, the lawyer who's representing that person needs to make sure that they are very well prepared for that detention hearing to make sure the client can get out.
Okay, so error. They were not prepared. They were not prepared for that detention hearing. Okay. I attended the New York detention hearing. I attended the Chicago detention hearing. I didn't see any witnesses brought up. I didn't see anything. I saw attorneys making statements without any evidence, anything validating anything. So they were not prepared. I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just giving you guys what actually happened. You said no sound. You can't hear me? Did everybody hear me? Because also Lovely says she can't. There's no sound. Can everybody give me thumbs up if you can hear me? Or is it just her? She can't hear me. Thumbs up. Okay, you guys said thumbs up. Okay, thank you. It's you. It's just you. You also Lovely. Probably need to fix your Thank you guys. Okay, you probably need to fix your device. Okay, I'm gonna continue, guys. All right, are you ready?
Now, after the client is released, you're going to start preparing for trial.
But here's the deal. Robert did not get released. He did not get released. So let's make that clear. He did not get released. They were not prepared for the detention hearing. So now the government succeeded in not giving him a bond. Okay. All right. So now he's telling you what will happen for someone who's actually released. Okay. So this here is not applying to Robert because he's still in jail. He's not released. Okay.
And that means you're going to go through the court process, you're going to be looking at the evidence, and you're going to be making decisions all along the way about how best to defend the person. The first step is reviewing the discovery material. Now, we call it discovery.
Okay, this is what the attorneys are supposed to be doing. Okay, remember, Robert's in jail now. The defense is supposed to be doing these steps right here for Robert. Okay, they're supposed to be reviewing the discovery, the stuff that they have given to them. And now listen carefully, guys. Take some notes on what should be the process that should be happening right now for Robert. Listen carefully, guys. Listen. Take notes. I'm going to pause for a minute for everybody to get the piece of paper, so you can understand what's happening. So as you can see, I'm not talking anything bad about attorneys. I'm talking about what is provided here based on someone who has experience, over 23 years experience of working with the federal government. And he has won several cases, guys. This man, if you go look at his history, he has won several cases in the federal government. And he's going to give you some details, information, how he was able to win some of these cases. Okay? You ready? You're taking notes. Everybody's taking notes. I know this is a hard pill during the holiday, but, let's do this for Robert. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Listen very carefully. Remember, I have that teaching spirit, so I like you guys to dissect things for yourself. All right, here we go. Okay, here we go.
And what it basically is information that the government has about the case that they give to us. There are specific rules in federal court about what they are supposed to provide. Good lawyers will ask the government for specific items of evidence, any statements that the defendant made, any evidence relating to benefits they provided other witnesses, any searches they've conducted, all types of different evidence the government has to produce to the defendant early on in the case. But you can't stop there, because even though the government is required to present evidence that's not just favorable to their case, but favorable to the defendant's case, sometimes that doesn't happen. So we found that it's very important to conduct our own defense investigation of the charges. We need to...
You see what's happening, what Robert's attorneys need to be doing now? They need to be doing their own investigation when the government does not provide them with the discovery information. They're supposed to, but they don't always do it. So now Robert's attorneys are supposed to be investigating every single person that is on in that case. Every single, even the ones that was in the grand jury information they provided. The government, the defense attorney is supposed to be investigating those statements, those evidence, contacting the police reports. All of that's supposed to be dissected by Robert's defense attorneys. Okay?
Talk to the witnesses. We need to review the evidence. We need to go out and inspect the scene. We have to do the same type of work that the government did way before this case was brought to court to make sure we know everything that they know and hopefully more about the case so that we can effectively represent our client. Now, our defense investigation is not just going to involve efforts that we take, but our investigators will be talking to witnesses. We will consider experts in an appropriate case. We will do everything we need to do to counter the government's evidence. Filing motions is a critically important part of a federal case. In every case, there's going to be some type of motion that you...
Okay, somebody remove this simple T person because they're in here with ignorance. We don't have time for that. Remove that T person. Don't let them make any more comments, guys. The simple T, get rid of them, block them. Because they're in here to be children, and I don't have time for children. Okay? All right, guys, let's go finish listening. See what happens when you bring valid information, educational information. Foolish people comes in and start acting dumb because they're getting scared, because they know this is an attorney here that's talking, not Sylvia's talking. It's an attorney. And they're just mad because we're digging into stuff that should be dug into. We're not entertaining the nonsense and the drama. We're doing things that's supposed to be done. So they're running scared. So they want to come in here and throw out drama and stupid stuff, okay? Block them.
You can file to push back against the government, to try to find out more about the case, to try to identify weaknesses in their case. And even if you don't win the motion, many times you'll get a hearing so that the lawyer can cross-examine the...
Hold on a second. I got to back up a little bit because I was entertaining this idiot and I moved on a little bit too close up. Hold on a second. Sorry about that, guys. Mods, please remove anything you see so don't distract me, please, because I'm trying to get this through this, okay? All right, let's do this.
About what they are supposed to provide. Good lawyers will ask the government for specific items of evidence, any statements that the defendant made, any evidence relating to benefits they provided other witnesses, any searches they've conducted, all types of different evidence the government has to produce to the defendant early on in the case. But you can't stop there, because even though the government is required to present evidence that's not just favorable to their case, but favorable to the defendant's case, sometimes that doesn't happen. So we found that it's very important to conduct our own defense investigation of the charges. We need to talk to the witnesses. We need to review the evidence. We need to go out and inspect the scene. We have to do the same type of work that the government did way before this case was brought to court to make sure we know everything that they know and hopefully more about the case so that we can effectively represent our client. Now, our defense investigation is not just going to involve efforts that we take, but our investigators will be talking to witnesses. We will consider experts in an appropriate case. We will do everything we need to do to counter the government's evidence. Filing motions is a critically important part of a federal case. In every case, there's going to be some type of motion that you can file to push back against the government, to try to find out more about the case, to try to identify weaknesses in their case. And even if you don't win the motion, many times you'll get a hearing so that the lawyer can cross-examine the agent, ask them specific questions under oath that they can later use at trial. Some of the motions that we consider will be motions to dismiss. Filed one last month that was successful. Motions to suppress evidence. We've had many of those that were successful and have led to dismissal of charges before trial. Many times before trial, we'll file what's called motions in limine to either get the judge to allow us to bring in certain evidence or to exclude certain evidence prior to trial. Motions are critically important, and they're limited only by the imagination and creativity of the lawyer who's handling the case. Ultimately, though, once you get through reviewing all the evidence, you know the case, you've had your motions hearings, you have to decide, are you going to enter a guilty plea or are you going to trial? Now, many lawyers will tell their clients, hey, it's a federal case, you're going to lose at trial, we need to work out a deal. And unfortunately, many of those lawyers will say that before they've even done their job, before they've done their homework and reviewed the evidence and filed the motions. In our experience, you don't want to ever enter a plea if you're not truly guilty of the offense. You can win a federal criminal trial. I've won many federal criminal trials. So don't be afraid to take a case to a jury if you have not done what the government said that you did. Because many times when they actually prepare that case in front of people and ask a jury to believe their version of the facts, it doesn't always happen the way that they want it to. But there are cases where you're going to want to engage in a plea discussion with the government, ultimately end up with a plea agreement. Perhaps the government has a lot of evidence. You say, look, I did it. I just want to minimize the amount of time I'm going to spend in custody. And plea agreements are fine, but make sure you're getting something in return for pleading guilty. I've seen far too many people in federal cases agree to plea agreements that really doesn't give them any benefit at all. They had no need to enter the plea agreement. You can plead guilty without having an agreement with the government. But sometimes these agreements can be very beneficial. Let's say you're charged with an offense that carries a mandatory minimum. In a plea agreement, the government can agree to dismiss that mandatory minimum. The government can agree to make certain recommendations on how the federal sentencing guidelines apply to your case. The government can agree to specific sentencing recommendations. And in some cases, we've been able to get the government to agree to a binding plea. And you know exactly what sentence you're going to get when you go in front of the judge. And that's rare, but it does happen in some cases. But you don't have to enter a plea agreement. And if you're not getting anything in return for it, don't do it. Because many plea agreements, most plea agreements, also require the defendant to waive certain rights. No right to appeal, no right to make certain challenges to evidence, no right to ask for a lower sentence than the guideline. In many cases, it's better simply to not have that plea agreement and to go in there at sentencing and argue to the judge for a lower sentence. We've done that in many cases and gotten a much better result than the prosecutor wanted us to have. Going to trial can certainly be a very time-consuming, very anxious type of process. There are certainly risks to going to trial, especially if you're charged with a mandatory minimum. If you get convicted at trial and you have that mandatory minimum, there are only a few ways to get around it if the verdict is guilty. In many cases, you'll also lose some points under the sentencing guidelines if you go to trial versus entering a plea. But obviously, the benefit of going to trial is being found not guilty. And there's not anything, in my experience, that compares to the feeling when you can walk with your client out the front door of that federal courthouse after a jury has found your client not guilty of all charges. I've had it happen many times. And living with a criminal conviction in federal court is a very serious matter. So if the government doesn't have the evidence, you did not commit the offense, don't be afraid to go to trial. You just want to make sure that both you and your lawyer are very well prepared. So I hope this has been helpful to talk about the basic steps of a federal criminal case. Of course, if you have any other questions, or if you or someone you know is going through this process, feel free to give us a call and we'll do our best to help.
All right, guys. Did you guys get that information? Did y'all get that information? All right. Now, anybody have any questions into that? I have another video to play for you guys. This one's not gonna be as long. This one was the longest one. Remember, I told you I have 3 videos to play for you guys. These are from actual attorneys, federal attorneys, not Sylvia's point of view, not Sylvia's opinion, but actual attorneys. Anybody have any questions? Okay. Now the next one is going to talk about a RICO, what a RICO charge is, and then the next one after that is why Robert is being charged with a RICO. Okay. Here's the next one. Take some notes, guys. You ready? Okay. You ready? And this is from Real Lawyers. Anybody want to go check their website out? This is from Real Lawyers. And this one was provided to me by one of my subscribers. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you guys for sending information. But the first one came from me. I researched that one. But this one, the next 2 is from different subscriber who submitted. I don't know if they want me to give their name, so I'm going to give them the shout out because they deserve it, because they've been behind the scenes just sending me things, and I appreciate everything you guys do, what you guys send. Okay, don't think whatever you're sending me is not utilized. I am using it. Some things I bring it forward to everyone because I want everybody to know it, and some things I just keep behind the scene just to work some things out. Okay, now we're going to talk about what we just heard in a minute, but let me finish these next 2. This one here is a 2-minute video, and it's done by the Real Lawyers. Okay? All right, you ready? Merry Christmas to everyone. I know this is some hard pill to swallow during the holidays, but this is Robert's favorite holiday, so let's remember him by listening to this stuff to help us to help him. Okay? All right. Not that we're lawyers, because we're not lawyers, but maybe we can get, now you know how we do things around here, right? Okay.
So RICO is what's known as RICO. It's a short for Racketeering Influence Corrupt Organization.
So it stands for Racketeering Influence Corruption Organization. RICO, RICO. Racketeering Influencing Corrupt Organization. Okay, that's what a RICO stands for. All right, here we go.
Any organization that is acting with has illegal activities, from a regular corporation, Wall Street corporation, to gangs, can be prosecuted under the RICO Act. In order to be prosecuted under the RICO Act, prosecutors have to, there's different levels and different elements that the government has to prove when it comes to prosecutions of RICO. However, generally the prosecutor has to prove at least 2 or 3 separate acts that the corporation is committing.
Okay, now you hear this, right? He's saying in order for the federal government to charge someone with, not charge, but to find the corporation to be charged with a RICO Act, they have to have illegal activities. They have to be 2 to 3 illegal activities. So therefore, right now, number one, they're charging Robert as a corporation. They're not charging him as just the person, Robert Sylvester Kelly, but they're charging him as R. Kelly, the artist. The artist is a corporation. So that's what they're doing right now. They're intertwining the 2. Okay, let's continue.
So, for example, when you are prosecuting a street gang with RICO, prosecutors.
Okay, remember also, a gang can be considered an organization. Okay, they can be charged with a RICO Act because they're acting in as a group, as an organized crime group. That's what gangs are usually recognized at. When they do a lot of like criminal acts, they're doing it as a group of people, a group more than, I think it's more than three. I'm not, I may not be right with the numbers. Please forgive me, but it's a group. It's an organized group. Okay, all right.
Usually would show that that gang is dealing with drugs and committing murders. That would be enough to prove a RICO. Depends on, again, how, what statute section under the RICO Act you are being prosecuted under. Sometimes the prosecutor has to prove specifically those acts. Sometimes they can just generally prove certain acts. And when the jury finds, when the jury deliberates, they don't really have to specifically tell or vote on a certain act. They can just in general say, yes, we find that the.
Okay, remember the two acts that they're saying Robert is being charged with. What are the two acts they're saying that Robert is being charged with for them to be able to give him a RICO? What are the two? Do anybody remember what are the two acts that they're charging Robert with that's causing him to be considered to be a RICO act? Because remember, in a RICO, you have to have 2 to 3 charges that are illegal activity. 2 or 3 are illegal activity. 2 to 3 illegal activity. What are the 2 or 3 illegal activity that they're charging Robert with? Anybody could tell me? Guys, get your thinking cap on. What are the 2? In the New York case, the 2 activities they're saying Robert is guilty, is being charged with. Because I know a lot of you guys saying, oh, why is he being charged with RICO? But here's the reason why. They're saying that there's 2 activities that the group is being I'm gonna bring you another part of this so you guys can understand why they're saying that he is an organized legal group. Crossing state line, that's considered the Mann Act, right? The Mann Act and sex trafficking. Sex trafficking, and there's 2 guys. Yes, y'all giving me the same thing. Give me the same thing. Sex trafficking is crossing state line. That's what made it federal. But give me what the other crime that he is being charged with. What is the other crime? There's another crime. The one that you're saying right now is all has to do with the Mann Act, the sexual transmission. Remember they said Mann Act, he's transferring those girls from one state to another state to have sex. So that's still considered, that's the Mann Act. That's all part of it. What is the other crime that they're saying that he did? This one has to do with money. What did they say? What did they say? Bribery. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Bribery was the other one. You guys got your thinking cap on. Come on now. You got your thinking cap on. Thank you. Thank you. So those are 2 acts that they're saying that he is doing an illegal activity. Bribery is considered illegal activity. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you, Sharon. That's all. The racketeering, bribery is all that's in that same family somewhat. Guys, thank you. You guys got it. You got it. You got it. No, it's not my bad. You got it. You got it. So one is the Mann Act, crossing state line. All of it has to do with sex trafficking. That's one. That's considered under one umbrella. The other one is the money part, right? So right now he's being charged with 2. But here's the reason why they considered him as an organization that is doing illegal activity. Remember, right now, his name as R. Kelly, he's a performing artist, right? He's an artist. That's not the part. Listen to the part in the next video. You're going to listen to the part why they are considering him as an organized organization. I mean, a criminal organization, okay?
Prosecutor proved that at least 2 acts are illegal.
Okay, that was it. That's the end of that one. Okay, that was our 2 minutes of that video. Now, guys, I'm going to bring to you why they are calling his organization a crime organized crime group. Now listen to it. Organized crime group. Hold on. I got this last video. Thank you to my person who sent this to me. Thank you so much for your diligence. Okay, now this is another attorney. His name is Glenn Obenden. He is out of New York, and he is going to explain a federal RICO status. He's going to explain why they're calling his brand R. Kelly a RICO group or organized crime. Remember what we said what RICO meant? What did we say a RICO meant? Can somebody put it down? I'm going to let you guys' brains work today. What did I say that a RICO stood for? RICO. What did this stand for? I know it hurts. Brain's hurting right now. Okay, Ms. Guidance says because assets from the criminal activity are seized, and that's why they want to do. Okay, now I need you guys to answer what the RICO. Remember I told you guys to take notes? What does RICO stand for? Why are they calling it a RICO? I gave it to you in the beginning. Are you sleeping, people? Come on, give me the answer. I'm not going to tell you the answer. What is RICO? That was the first thing I gave you. You can cheat and go back to the beginning and listen. Okay, who said? Thank you, Yvette. Thank you. She said racketeering, influence, corrupt organization. Now here, racketeering, influencing, corrupt organization. Racketeering, influence, corrupt organization. Now here is why they are calling Robert's group of people an organized RICO group. Now listen, listen carefully now, guys. Listen to what this attorney is about to say. Listen carefully why they're recognizing Robert's team as a RICO. Listen.
Criminal defense attorney, and I specialize in federal criminal defense, and I'd like to talk to you for a few moments about something that a lot of people have heard of but may not understand exactly what it is, and that's the federal RICO statute. The RICO statute is a very effective tool that federal prosecutors use in any cases involving quote-unquote organized crime. And that doesn't simply mean what many people think of traditionally as organized crime, meaning the mafia. The RICO statute is very effective in prosecuting gang-related crimes as well. And that's
You hear that, right? Gang-related crime. Y'all heard it? Gang-related crime. Listen carefully what he's saying, guys. Listen very, very, very carefully.
big topic out here on Long Island. There are a lot of gangs and there's a lot of gang activity. And federal prosecutors have been prosecuting gang members under the RICO statute.
Y'all heard that, right? Gang-related activity. What is considered a gang, y'all? What is considered a gang? What is considered a gang? We had a guy just recently was executed. His name was Bernard, Mr. Bernard, I forgot his first name. He was prosecuted, right? And he was trying to get clemency to not be not prosecuted. He was executed. We were trying to get him to be let go because we said he didn't burn up the car, whatever. But remember, the reason why they originally found him guilty was because he was part of a gang, and that's how he ended up with the federal federal charges, because he was considered a gang. And then in a gang, to get a specific position, you would have to do some sort of criminal activity, right? And this person was found that, you know, he burned up the car to, you know, to get to elevate his status. But they were fighting, the attorneys were fighting and saying that he never got any kind of status because he was considered the lower part of the gang, right? So, all right, here we go. Not mob, Rita. Not with mob. Mob is the, well, gang and mob. Yeah, if you do a terminology like that, but okay. All right.
If you are connected or have a loved one who is connected to,
you hear this? If you are connected or have a loved one connected to a gang, you can be brought on charges of a RICO. If you are connected or have family or friends that is connected to a gang organization, you can be part of a RICO.
the gangs out here on Long Island, you could quite easily find yourself entangled in a federal RICO indictment. The way that a RICO indictment is proven is the government shows that a member of a gang commits a crime to enhance or further their position within the gang. And that simply is enough to prove a RICO statute. So if you are or have a loved one who's associated with a gang, any gang activity that's committed, the government will try and prove that that improves the standing of the defendant within the gang itself, promotes his position within the gang. It doesn't have to be money, and oftentimes it's not monetary. It's simply promoting your position within the gang, and that is enough to entangle you in a RICO statute that could include everything from a conspiracy to commit a robbery to a conspiracy to commit a murder, even if you are not the one who actually committed the crime. So if you have a loved one or you yourself are a member of a gang and you're aware that some other people around you have been arrested and charged in a federal prosecution, it might behoove you to speak with a federal attorney and understand and be able to protect yourself against the possibility of being charged in a RICO indictment. If you have any further questions about this, please give me a call.
Okay, guys, my work is done. I have provided you guys with some information because a lot of you guys were saying, oh, why is he's charged with a RICO act, blah, 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 blah. I have given you guys some information. I understand forensic tech guy, but got it, guys? Merry Christmas to y'all. Merry Christmas. I gave you guys a Christmas gift of understanding. I've given you guys something to think about. Something to think about. So, we didn't quite understand what was going on. Why was he being charged with certain things? And half of you guys was absolutely correct. It's stuff that other people were doing, other people's affiliation, other people is causing this to happen. And that is what is happening to Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. I don't know what our next stage is, but I just wanted to give you guys some information. I thought that, you know, since I love sharing what I'm learning, I love sharing it with you guys. We can apply it. You know, information without applications causes what? Constipation. So we don't want to be constipated. We want to do something with the information that's just provided. We want to do something with the information because we don't want to be constipated, right? So we just got to figure out what is our next stage in helping these attorneys. We're not attorneys ourselves. We have no real connection with the attorneys. But hopefully somebody, one of them was looking at this live and is giving them some sort of information why certain things happen, maybe the eyes will be open. Because to me, his attorney was not well prepared. He should have got a federal attorney from the beginning, not someone who was working on another case and happened to be there to try to handle it. And he should have stepped aside when he did not fully understand what the federal court is all about, you know. Well, happy birthday, Lawanda. I think you said it was your birthday. Did somebody say it was their birthday? Happy birthday, Christmas baby. So I just wish someone would have just stepped in. That was a federal attorney in the beginning. Robert would not be here. He would be on bond right now. He would be on the outside fighting his case instead of behind bars, where he's at a disadvantage. And that's where he's at right now. He's at a disadvantage. And I hate that we're sitting around here playing and entertaining nonsense when the real deal stuff is happening behind the scenes to Robert. You know, no, I can't play the Hey guys, I'm being monetized now, and I'm trying to get every piece of my coin. If I play music, I'm not gonna get monetized, so I'm not gonna play music because I'm not getting Cash App anyway. So let me get monetized by my commercials, because either way, I'm gonna get the coins. Okay, so I'm doing the work. I need to get my coins. Okay, all right. And I'm being honest. I'm being honest. But anyway, that's why I can't play his music. I don't play music that is not yeah, Dom, Dom, you stop worrying about my pocket, okay? Stop worrying about my pocket. If I'm putting out researching and trying to find stuff to help Robert, the attorneys are getting paid, aren't they? Yeah. So yes, I am doing it for free. Yes, I am. Yes, but if I'm trying to avoid the music and not getting dinged and not getting copywritten and stuff like that, so. And I'd rather just go ahead and do it through commercials. All these other people getting paid on YouTube. And that was not my purpose for getting on YouTube. It was not for money. I'm just being honest. But I don't want to put music on and then get dinged, copywritten and stuff like that. I have to follow the guidelines. I've been reading on YouTube and trying to optimize my YouTube channel the best way that I can. And I'm not trying to be a Tasha K or big blogger, but I'm gonna if I'm doing the work, I think they should pay me. The YouTube world should. You know what I'm saying? Get it? Lady, what did you say? Hold on a second. Okay, I was reading. Hold on a second. I was reading something. Hold on. Lady Flores just said Greenberg has had several federal cases. Federal attorney, as you call them, are free attorneys provided by the federal government, exactly like public defenders, and provided by the state. What? What is she talking about, y'all? I don't understand. Please explain to me, Lady of Lady of Flower. Please explain to me. Dumb is saying right, but I don't know what's right. What is right? Woo woo! Thank you, Tori. No, but what is right? I don't understand what she's saying. Thank you, Tori, for your cash. I mean, what is that? What is that thing called? Super chat. Thank you for your super chat, Tori. I appreciate you, darling. Thank you. The federal attorney. Okay, Lady Fleur, I don't understand what you're saying. Please explain to me. I'm kind of I don't understand. Greenberg has several federal cases. Federal attorneys, as you call them, are free attorneys provided by the federal government, exactly like federal. No. That's not what I'm saying. There are federal. Did you know that as a federal attorney, you have to take a test to become a federal attorney? You have to know what the federal laws goes across the board is. Did you know that? And not just anybody could be a federal attorney. You have to take a test. And there's some people who specialize in the federal law. Just because you're a good state attorney has federal cases doesn't mean that you're a federal attorney. Let's not throw statements out there. Let's not throw a statement out there without knowing facts. Obviously, Miss Lady Flores, he was over his head. She's saying what that? Oh, hold on. Hold on, Dom. Let me see what you're saying. Hold on. That Greenberg is up on the federal stuff, Miss Sylvia, is what she's saying. Oh, he's up on the federal. Okay, if he's up on the federal, why haven't he gotten anything dropped? I'm just asking. Can anybody answer that? And I'm not a Steve basher. I'm just looking at some of the things that should have been dropped and it hasn't been dropped, and how stuff that has been. Steve need more support. Two federal. Okay. Thank you, Sharon. Sharon said 2 federal attorneys have stated when concluded about this case as they messed up from the beginning. Thank you, Sharon. I guess a lot of people don't know what has been worked on in behind the scene, and they just make an assumption. Sharon. Okay, here we go. Here goes somebody else that knows something. Remember, Kim Fox's office first filed, and that the feds picked up later. Okay, all right. Okay, it says you're not the one who knows the fact. Oh wow, I never said I know the facts. I never said that. Nope, never did I say I know the fact. I see you here to argue with me. I'm not here to argue. I'm just seeing what's happening. It says, I don't assume anything. I leave that to you. No, I'm not making any assumption, young lady. Not at all. Not at all. Steve is not a federal attorney. I am correct about that. That's why Michael Leonard is there, and that's why what's his name in New York is there. Fenanelli, what's his name? What's his first name? Thomas is there because those are federal attorneys. So Sharon, Ron, that's crazy. Thank you. See, the thing is, Lady of Forest is not even okay. I'm not gonna fight with people. I'm not. I'm just gonna bring you information from attorneys. I don't know. You're right. I don't know. I don't know, and I don't make exception. I don't know. Tori's got the triggers on. Go, Tori. My thing is, why are people coming to attack me of something I'm bringing out information? I have never said this is my word. I am an expert. Never did I ever say I'm an expert of anything. I'm just giving you information directly from attorneys. That's what I'm doing. I like to bring information to you. Okay, Shannon said, Sylvia, did you refer that lawyer or I told you about? Shannon, let me tell you something. I don't have any clout, any say so over anything. I don't. All I can do is provide information. And Shannon, I provide information to those. Shannon, I did my part on what you gave me. That's all I can do. Those who have connection and who have Robert's ears have gotten the information that I have given to them. What you guys have shared to me. I do that part. Where it goes after that, I don't know. I don't know. All I can do is share what you shared with me. Okay? I worked for federal. When I got injured, you had to get a workers' compensation. Thank you, Black Beauty. But you know, folks want to argue and fight me, and I'm just providing information. That's all I'm doing. Not once did I ever say I'm an expert. I am not in the legal field, y'all. Never have been. Never have been in the legal field. All I'm doing is giving you information, where to look your information. If you don't agree with my information, you can research and bring some information here to me, and I utilize. I give it to the people. No, I'm not fighting anybody about that. In New York, there is legal aid society that assists on trial preparation. Robbers should be eligible to have their services available. This is a team of examiners. Greenberg can include them for assistance. Oh, Phoenix, thank you for that. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you, Tippy. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Sharon, what happened to the new attorney who was supposed to be coming? Okay, that's what they asked. Sylvia, sis, your mods got you. Thank you, mods. Thank you, darling. Because guys, anybody that comes in and try to attack and insult me, I think you guys need to handle them, because you can't attack a person in their own home. You shouldn't attack people in their own home. That's a offense. You got it fixed? Yeah. No, you got the iPad. You got it fixed? Okay. Mom, do you want breakfast? Yeah. All right, guys, I'm sorry. Merry Christmas, Anita. Okay. Oh, thank you. Rob is good with the lawyer he got. I want to know. Oh, Gooch, explain. Explain when you say Rob is good with the lawyer he got. Stephanie, for justice, one finance that he hadn't had a hearing in New York, but put on the records as his time. Remember, we're closed again. Okay, close up again. Okay. So they ignore great. Yeah, I will. I will ignore them. Tell you, attorneys will be announced. Yes, they will be announced. Not today. Let it. Okay. Lavelle says, "Hey Dom, Gucci, what's up, Sylvia? You are very informative. Thank you, Lavelle. Thank you. All I do is just research and find information for people. There's some people gonna always hate me, though. It's okay. It's okay. It comes with the territory, guys. It comes with the territory, because I'm not right at all. Trust me. Never claim to be a super person, know everything, because I don't know everything. What I don't know, I will find out. And if I get it wrong and find it out, guys, just educate me. I don't mind being educated. Exactly. Thank you. You digging me. I don't mind being corrected. Just do it respectfully. I don't call you out your name. I don't make assumption about you. So let's not do that. Okay. You're welcome, Anita. Yep. Thank you. Okay. Forensic guy says, I've worked on many federal cases with powerful federal defense attorneys. Merry Christmas, y'all. I got breakfast, Christmas breakfast, y'all. I've been eating all morning. Look at my breakfast. Dallas just made me breakfast. Well, it's noontime. Y'all can't see my breakfast. Hold on. So she made me some grits, some sausage, and some eggs. Okay. Okay. Sharon says that there is usually no formal announcement. They just usually file paperwork with the court. We are in a pandemic. Ain't nothing moving. That's true. Okay. I see. Nice. Will. Thank you, Amos. Appreciate you, guys. Please subscribe and share this channel, because I'm planning on bringing you a lot of information that people, my subscribers, submit to me. Mariska, good morning. I've been looking for you, Mariska, y'all. I've been looking for her. It's past Christmas over there. It's Christmas evening over there with her. Hey, Sassy, good morning. Good morning to everybody. Good afternoon to everybody. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Sharon. You're doing well, fun. We go. debate in one another where well, exactly. That's not to attack each other. Last I checked, we are the same team. Yeah, we are on the same team. Let's not attack each other, you know. And listen, guys, I only have the platform. I'm not an expert in nothing. The only thing I can give you an expert is on me, on Sylvia. That's the only person that can tell you about me. And then if you tell me something about me that you know, I can tell you a lie. But as far as the Roberts case, his attorney, I know nothing. All I can do is bring you information. That's me. Information provider. So don't attack me. Don't come in here in this chat trying to play those games about me because I'm not gonna take it. You respect the household. Tomorrow's the second day of Christmas. You do Boxing Day? We don't do Boxing Day here. Some places do, but we don't. When I worked for British Airways, we used to do boxing Christmas and the day after Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone. So I just wanted to come to you guys and give you a Christmas treat, you know, just giving you some information on what I found and what other people have been sharing with me. And also later on, I got something else that another person shared with me. All right. Listen, this is what it said. Greenberg is not just a lawyer. He is also a witness to a lot of that occurred in 2018 at Trump Tower. He knows the setup is real. He's pissed and ready to fight. Thank you, Bora Bora. Thank you for that information. Cynthia, thank you. Merry Christmas to you. Thank you for my super chat. I appreciate you. Shout out to Cynthia and all my other ones who send me super chat. Tori and let me go back. What's the other one? And Tippy, Tori, and Cynthia. Thank you for my super chat. I appreciate you guys. All right. Phoenix says everyone wants the lawyer to play chess where the idea is to kill the target case when it is better to play golf when you position to win. It takes time. Thank you, Phoenix, for that information. Thank you. And I agree with that too. All right. Every single one of us have our opinion, y'all. Our opinion does not mean it's right. Our opinion just means that we have an opinion. And only thing when we have to look at is when the rubber meets the road. That is during trial. When trial comes up, then that's when we could scream and yell and say, oh man, this happened, blah, 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 blah. But right now, all we're doing is speculating without any real concrete. What we can do, we can say and see stuff that's happening. Like, okay, I must say, some of us can agree that some of this stuff should have been requested, motion to drop, right? Can we all agree on that? Can we all agree on that? We can all agree on that some things is nonsense that should have been dropped, right? We all can agree that we have found that certain things that these accusers, witnesses, or whatever have lied, and we can agree that some of them was the ones that actually did the stuff because we have some proofs of stuff that we talked about, what we seen, and things like that. Evidence, concrete evidence, right? But as far as what the attorneys are doing now, we don't know. We don't know. We can pray that they're doing the right thing, and hopefully me putting a little, like, I would say fire under their tails, just providing information from other federal defense attorneys can help them to fight their case. Hopefully that they'll utilize and they'll have big heads and be like too cocky and not working out Robert's case. We want the best for Robert. We want the best for Robert. Okay, somebody just sent me a message. Hold on, let me see. No, no, I'm not. Okay, let me see. Somebody. All right, 3123, could you please put your message up here? Because I did not see your message. 313, please put a message out there. Y'all, she's chastising me. She calling me out. I didn't see a message. 313. Did anybody block 313? Please let me. I mean, not 313. 312. Sorry, 312. Put a message out because I don't see it. She's calling me out. You know what? It's bad when somebody have your phone number because they call you out on your phone. Okay. 312, where are you? Y'all, she calling me out. Thank you, Rita. All right. You digging me? Do you see 312's message? Because I didn't see it. Merry Christmas, everybody. I am glad you guys are spending time with your family. I spend time with mine. They're giving me time. I told them this morning that I was going to share some things with you guys. You don't see a message? 312, could you please, did somebody block her? Because I don't see her message. 312, I do not see your message. Okay, so put your message on the text because I don't see your message. After this, I'll go check it out. So what are you talking about? What? Yeah, where's her message? I don't see her message. She's mad at me. I don't know why. I don't see her message. I do not see her message. Okay. Yeah, okay, Lavelle. I could agree with you on that one. We're not giving him a chance. He's a lot sharper. Yes, yes. And also consult with great. Okay. All right. Absolutely. Okay. Nobody sees you, 312. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who blocked you. I will check it out afterwards. Oh, let me check right now because I don't want to be accused of something that I'm not. I don't even know. Guys, y'all got to stop blocking people just because you don't like them. That's not good. Don't do that. Now, if somebody attacked me, that's different than blocking, but 312 have never attacked me, so why would anybody block her? You guys don't do that. Please, don't do that. I don't want to. I'll do this after this live is finished. I'm about to end this live right now anyway. I will be back because I have some more stuff that someone have given to me, and I don't want to overload you on this one right now. I want you guys to marinate on what I talked about on this. I believe these lawyers dropped the ball. Yeah, they did drop the ball in the beginning. We can't argue that at all. We're not going to argue that. We know they did drop the ball because Robert is behind bars and he has not gotten bail. Okay. No attorney with a high-profile case can want to lose. Yep, you're right. They don't. That's what I said. That was the argument I said to someone. They don't want to lose. I did say that before. And Gucci says here, he says, Lavelle Greenberg is shocked. He is one of the Chicago's top lawyers. Okay, Gucci. Can you provide us with that statistic information? Can you provide us with that? I like to get statistical information, y'all. You're gonna say something, y'all need to bring it to me. You know, that's what I like. I like a good debate. I like a good debate. If we're gonna debate, but debate respectfully. Okay. Sharon has made a statement here. She says he's sharp in Illinois, not worried about that case. New York is where he got the problem. Okay, let's go. All right. So Gucci, do you have cases in New York or federal cases he has won in New York? No, let's look at the federal cases in New York. Okay, can someone provide that? Someone said they're not doubting Greenberg's experience, but I think he needs more assistance. Okay, Yvette, thank you for that. This is a pretty good topic of experience of the attorney. You know what is their rating? Let me go look and see what Steve's rating is. Let's do that, okay? Since we're having that discussion, let's go. Let's go. Steve Greenberg. Okay, let's see what his rating is. Ooh, guys, Google has him as a 3.1. Ooh. Ooh. 3.1 is not, it's average, y'all. Oh, one person got him as 2.6. Ouch. Okay, another one. Okay, this one's attorney in Florida. Never mind. There was one for 4.6, but that's not him. That's a Florida attorney. Okay, Greenberg in Chicago. His rating, y'all. One is okay. Another one rated him as 4.4, which is a very good rating. That was at 2016. But most recently, he's 3.1, guys. He's 3.1. That's low. That's pretty low, y'all. That's pretty low. I mean, they said criminal defense, he's a 3.1. Let me see where his rating is low at. Hold on, y'all. I'll tell y'all where his rating is low. All right, he got a lot of ones. Why did he get a lot of ones? Let's see why his rating is ones. All right, hold on. Let's see. All right, let's see why his rating is 1. All right, let me tell you what the ones say about him. Okay, 1 says, I know these are high-profile attorneys in mock whatever. If you are not cash-strapped, okay, this person's talking about money. Okay, this person here said he hired Greenberg to represent him for his teenage son criminal case. He was paid a retainer of $5,000. He did not come to the hearing. Okay. So did he lose? This person wrote a whole lot. Y'all guys probably need to go look at this person. He wrote a whole lot, but I'm not going to read that person's rating. I'm not going to read it. Somebody said poor ethics. Another one said that he was unprofessional and not responsive. Okay. A lot of ones, y'all. Why? Everything was about his professionalism and responsiveness. Responsiveness. Let's see. Okay, let's read some of the 5s. Let's see what they say about the 5s. Well, one person said he was professional. Let's see. Somebody said they love this guy. This was a year ago. Let's see anything that's more recent. Let's see. 2 months ago, someone said, oh, looked like somebody that's related to him. His name is Dave Greenberg, and gave him a 5. Okay. Let's see. Okay, someone 3 months ago gave him a 5 rating. And let's see. He says, Mr. Greenberg is very professional. Best decision I've ever made was having him as my attorney. But he didn't give what he represented him on. There's another one. This one says his case is pending. He's 5 months ago. And he says, I was able to rate once my case was over. Mr. Greenberg appeared very understanding, and experience. To date, I am confident Mr. Greenberg is doing everything he can within his power to seek and reveal truth on my case, to prove that I am innocent and a victim of lies and unfair treatment in the judicial system. That's what that person said. In person 2 months ago says, Steve is seriously the best lawyer you can possibly get. He is professional and is a wonderful lawyer. I would recommend him to anyone who, oh, she wrote a lot. Ooh, she wrote a lot, y'all. Go back and look at hers. And she's more recent. She's 2 months ago. Ooh, she's a lot. She wrote a lot. So, it's the middle of the road based on these people's opinion. Okay, experiences and opinion of him. Let's see. I don't know what he has done to anyone else, but he knows this case will ruin him if he don't. Okay, he got a reputation to uphold. Yeah, I agree with that 100%, Bora Bora. I agree with that 100. Because if it was me, I will fight my tooth and nail to make sure I win this case. That's what I would do. But someone said he would either win or lose. He's still going to make money off of it. That's what somebody said. Yeah, Michael, and it is his federal. Yes, it is, Leonor. That man takes care of his business people. That man takes care of his business people because mad cut. Huh? People because he want call him back and send them an email. He's not working for them. He's working for Rob. Gucci, that was for somebody who actually utilized him as a client, utilized him as a lawyer. He have to win cases that will put him on the map. One of the best. Yeah, he would definitely, Tippy. I agree with you. He would have to win some cases in order for them to call him one of the best. To be a good at a profession, you have to have great communication skill and very attentive to your client or that business at hand. If you are not, then it's a weakness that can destroy you. Lavelle, you're right about that. Okay. Phoenix says federal public defenders have won cases. Greenberg is experienced lawyer and has a team as well. We shouldn't bad vibe this man. Lift him up. Amen. You're right. I don't think anybody vibing. Just giving information. Exactly. And Sylvia, I sent you info on IG. Okay, let me go look at the info. Hold on. Let me go look at the info on IG. Let's look at the info on IG. All right, let's go look at what she said. Super lawyer. Steve is considered a super lawyer, y'all. His area expertise is criminal defense. White collar, he's 40%. Criminal defense, 30%. Appellate, 20%. Civil rights, 10%. So he's not too good in civil rights. Hold on, let's see. Let's see his badges. Okay, hold on, where is he at? Where is he at? He is selected super lawyer in 2006, 2007, 2010, through 2011, 2013, through 2021. He is licensed in 1986. So his expertise are white collar crimes. That's where his number one expertise, and he's also expert in defense criminal. Okay. Steve was selected as super lawyer in those years. Super lawyer is an exclusive list of top-rated attorneys in a specific practice area who have been chosen after evaluation of numerous criteria. In addition to addressing criminal defense, white-collar legal needs, he also assists clients with criminal defense, appellate, and civil rights. That's what it says. But his number one expertise is white-collar crimes, y'all. So, what is Robert's case? It's not a white-collar crime, is it? All right, let's do this. Hey, Coco. Merry Christmas, Coco. So, I will end this live and we will come back. We have another discussion of someone who just recently got charged with, and I thank my subscribers who, those were just percentage, those cases were example of those cases of civil rights. Okay, but thank you guys. Thank you for your time. Merry Christmas to every single one of you guys. I will be back with some more informative information. Stuff that you can utilize. Let's not attack Sylvia, please. Let's not go in and attack and give me your opinion and beat me up. Let's not do that. All I'm doing is providing y'all information, guys. That's all I'm doing. Okay? That's it. Don't beat me up. Don't. But I will see you guys later. Merry Christmas. I hope you enjoy your day. Those who come back, welcome back. Those who don't, have an awesome, awesome day with your family. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the love that you guys share with one another. I should be back by 3 p.m. to bring you my next topic. And kudos to my subscribers who's providing us information. You guys have a wonderful day. God bless you. Love you and Merry Christmas. Bye.